Hello? Joseph, I think we need to have a serious conversation about your dogs.
Hello, Karen. Yes, I'm listening.
Ugh, I can't bear his bark anymore. It's so annoying. I have heard the loud barking of dogs all day since you moved here, even at night. Oh my God, if you don't do anything to solve it, I will call animal control and report you.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. This is the first time anyone in the neighborhood has complained about them. My pugs are known for being sociable and gentle companion dogs, so they rarely bark for no reason.
Ha! Excuses, just as I guessed. I don't care if they have any reason to do that. You must do something to make them stop ruining my husband's sleep. And you can't let them play inside your yard without wearing muzzles like that. They could bite my children. Who knows if they have rabies or parasitic infections? Ugh, those wild and sickening animals.
Karen, I think you're mistaken here. They just play inside my yard, not running in yours. And I close the door carefully so they never get out. If I have a walk with them, I always use leashes and wear muzzles for them.
But last time my daughter went to play in your yard, your dogs barked at her and chased her until she got home. It's unacceptable.
What? When did it happen? I know nothing about it.
Just yesterday. After you went to work, my daughter saw the flowers in your garden and wanted to pick some for me. She's so adorable, right? So she opened the gate and stepped inside. But who knows if you didn't bring the dog on the leash? And she cried a lot. You should feel bad about it and say sorry to her. You're lucky my daughter wasn't hurt, or I would have sued you.
Hey, Karen, you told your daughter to come to my house without my permission, and now you threaten to sue me? That's an illegal entry. Don't you find it ridiculous? So my dogs did what they had to, protect my house from strangers.
Oh, you're such a selfish person. It's just that she wanted to go to the neighbor's house to play, right? Nothing to be stressed about here.
I don't mean to ban her from coming to my house. She should come when my wife or I am at home, just to be safe.
Fine. I'll tell her about it. But you should lock them in a cage. They are very dirty. Bacteria from them can be released into the air, and my daughter can breathe it in and get sick.
Oh, don't worry about that. My dogs are all adequately vaccinated, and I bathed them every day, so they're very clean and healthy.
Oh, come on. They're just animals. They can't be as important as my daughter. You must do as I say.
I don't think that you have the power to make me follow your orders. These dogs are a part of my family. I will never, because of unreasonable things, treat them badly.
You... Okay. Fine. Let's see who will be the winner.
Yes, have a good day. Karen, what's it all about?
Huh? What are you talking about? I don't understand.
Oh, stop pretending. I saw you laughing when the police came to my house.
Police? Oh, have they come to find you because of your dogs? I told you before, they're really annoying. You should bring them to a dog camp.
The police officer told me they received many complaints that my dog frequently bites people and barks, causing noise pollution. They made me pay a fine and promised to keep the dogs in the cage all day. Is that satisfying you? Are you happy now?
Oh, really? They know how to do their job, right? Well, I just want to help you, Joseph. Your wife is pregnant, so she should stay away from those nasty things.
But how can you make other neighbors listen to your order? I haven't received any complaints from them before. So this is very strange, because they suddenly complain about me, without any sign, unless someone commands them to do it.
Those greedy and stupid people are easy to manipulate, you know? I just need to give them a few vouchers for my supermarket, and they will listen to me.
So, now you admit to causing this trouble for me, right?
Anyway, I'm just telling the truth. But don't get me wrong, I have no grudge against your family. I'm just a good citizen who wants to bring quality life to the people in the neighborhood.
You. Now I understand why the previous home buyers here had to move out.
That guy was really terrible.
Hope it all ends here, and you won't bother us again.
Oh, don't be so grumpy. I have a feeling we will soon become closer to each other.
What's going on, Karen? Why is your daughter running around my yard? And she's even brought her belongings and clothes to my house. Why, she said she's staying with me for the next 3 days.
Oh, hey, Joseph. I was just going to message you. I'm traveling with my friend. We are going to LA and it will be so much fun. So, I need you to look after my lovely child for the next 3 days.
I never told you I'd watch your kid. You can't just come and dump her in my yard. Besides, my wife's going to give birth in just next week, so I don't have time to watch your kid. Are you out of your mind?
Well, I know that, Joseph. So I think this will be a good opportunity for you and your wife to start learning how to raise a child. I'm sure you two can handle it.
I'm telling you, I can't watch her. We don't even have a room for her to stay. We just prepare the crib in the new baby's room, and don't want strangers to walk into it.
That's really easy to solve. You can give her your place and sleep on the sofa.
Hey, don't be such ludicrous. I never said I would help to become your babysitter.
Well, actually, you did. You said she could freely come into your house when you or your wife are at home.
Yes, I said that, but I mean she could come over and play just for a while. Your husband is probably the person you should be asking in this case, not me. No need for further ado. I will bring her back to your husband.
Don't waste your time working in vain. My husband's on a work trip right now. Not like I can count on him much, even if he were here.
Then you should hire a babysitter.
But my daughter said she wanted to stay with you. She loves your garden. Besides, why do I have to waste money when we're so close? I helped you a lot, so it will be a chance for you to repay me.
What's on earth are you talking about? You and I have never been close, Karen. And you helped me what? I can't remember it. I just know that you caused me some trouble.
Ugh, don't be so high and mighty. I helped you to avoid any problems caused by our dogs. They're just animals. They can't think like humans. I'm sure they will bite someone in the future. And now the neighbors like you much better, thanks to me. So you should appreciate me and try to give back sometimes.
You're self-righteous, aren't you? That's just your feelings, not mine. Come here and pick up your daughter right now.
Oh, and don't forget, before going to bed, she has to drink a cup of hot milk. Ah, yes, Mr. Fluffy, don't lose him or she will scream and shout non-stop.
Mr. Fluffy? What's it? No, wait, that's not the matter. I don't agree with looking after your daughter.
That's her favorite teddy. Remember it. Ah, my friend's here. I've got to go. I'll talk to you later. Thanks.
Hey, listen to me.
Well, I want to enjoy my time with my friend, so I'm going to block you until I return home. Okay? We'll talk later when I unblock you. I believe in you. Bye.
Wait, what? Karen, are you serious?
Thank you for caring for my daughter. Oh my God, that trip was so fun. Los Angeles was really luxurious and bustling. Santa Monica Beach was so clear and beautiful, too. You and your wife should go there and try it sometime.
Huh. Glad that you had a good time. As for your time away from home, my house was a disaster. You wouldn't believe the state of the house right now.
Don't be so dramatic. She's a very obedient and well-educated kid. What trouble could she have gotten into?
That's not what I saw in her. On the first day she stayed, your kids stomped through my flower bed and threw dirt at my dogs and me. She totally destroyed my garden. She was crying, running around, and yelling at neighbors. She was a true terror. She jumped into the little pond I have in my yard.
Oh, she's such a lively, energetic girl.
My wife was sad because she loved those flowers so much and had waited for them to bloom for 2 months. I planned to pick them up to give to my wife on the day she gave birth. Now I have to plant them again, and my wife will have to wait at the very beginning.
Oh, come on. Don't be so miserable. Flowers are so cheap. You should buy her an expensive bouquet.
Then she got into the house while I was cleaning the garden and got all the floors muddy. I couldn't believe she would actually walk on the carpet with muddy shoes on.
Oh, looks like you have more motivation to take care of the house cleaning.
On the second day, she painted all the walls in my house, even though I told her to only draw on paper. Now it looks messy and dirty. We'll have to spend a bunch of money to repaint those walls.
Oh, she loves drawing a lot. Her dream is to become a famous artist. She's so talented, isn't she?
After that, she got into my fridge while I was finding a way to fix the wall, and ate all the snack packs and puddings I bought for my wife. She even spilled the milk bottle, and the fridge blew up.
Oh, how nice of you to give her a snack. At her age, the brain is still very much developing, so she always needs energy. You couldn't have only fed her main meals, you know. Note it down. It'll be very helpful when you raise your child.
The third day is even worse. It was such a nightmare for my wife and me. Your daughter put her teddy bear into the washing machine while my white shirts were cleaned. The teddy bear's color faded, and now all my white shirts turned brown.
Huh? Do you mean Mr. Fluffy?
Yes, he later tore, and your daughter screamed non-stop from that moment. She even hit me and blamed me for tearing her teddy. There were no sewing tools in my house at that time. We tried all the means we could think about, but the situation worsened.
I warned you before. My daughter loves that teddy bear more than anything in the world. But I just saw her hug Mr. Fluffy, and he looked very fine. How did you make her calm down?
Well, I had to drive downtown and find a teddy bear shop and ask them to sew it up. But my wife was so stressed out that she barely fainted. I had to leave your daughter at my house and drive my wife to the hospital. Luckily, both she and our baby are still good.
What? What did you say?
No worry. My wife is fine now.
Who freaking cares about your wife? You said that you left my daughter at your house alone?
Yeah, but just about 1 hour.
1 hour? How dare you leave her alone like that? What if a bad guy broke into my house and kidnapped my daughter? What if a fire arose and my daughter couldn't leave in time? If anything bad happened, I swear to God I'll kill you.
Excuse me? After the mayhem you put me through the last 3 days, that's what you have to say to me? If you care about her, why didn't you bring her? Or was that because you went to travel with your boyfriend, so you couldn't take her with you?
Huh? What are you talking about? I said that my husband was on his business trip for nearly 1 week.
No, Karen. I mean your boyfriend, not your husband.
What boyfriend? You obviously are trying to distract me. Stop making up stories.
No, Karen, I'm not making it up. I'm not you. Yesterday, while driving downtown to find a place to fix the teddy bear, I saw you kissing a man near the airport. It seemed like you two were just off the plane, because the taxi driver was putting your luggage in the trunk. But I wasn't sure it was you, so I took a picture and sent it to my wife to ask her again.
Ugh, I think it was just a woman who looks like me. I have a very common face, you know.
I initially thought like you, but my wife recognized the necklace you always wear. She said you bragged that it is your family necklace, and only one exists in the world.
I think she got it wrong. Pregnant women often experience eye strain.
But your daughter saw the picture too. She said that she usually saw you and that guy together. Every time you two met, that guy bought her candies and toys, and told the little girl not to tell her father.
Oh, the memory of children can't be trusted. Maybe she has seen many movies recently.
Looking back, I think I've seen this man somewhere. Ah, I remember him. I often see him loitering in the area nearby. It turns out he came here to find you. Now I understand why my dogs only bark at your house. So you were mad because the dog barking might wake your husband up and find out you were having an affair.
Ugh, no! Are you thick-skinned enough? How can you say horrible things about me? Stop it or I'll sue you for defamation.
Oh, I don't want to waste time arguing with you. Just send this picture to your husband, and we will know immediately who the liar is.
I don't think it's really necessary.
But I think we should make it all clear, to avoid any regrettable misunderstanding.
No, Joseph, it was me. Please don't send the picture to my husband.
Ha, I know it.
Joseph, please don't do that to me.
Do you want anything to say to my wife and me?
I'm sorry about the way I acted. It was too childish. I shouldn't report the police about your lovely dog. From now on, you can let them play freely in your garden. I promise I will never complain about them.
And about the damage to my house?
I will pay for everything. I will buy your wife the most expensive bouquet. I will hire a gardener to fix your garden and an employee to repaint your walls. Yes. What about I bought you a modest model of a refrigerator?
Don't you think that your daughter needs to be re-educated? And you two should come to my house and say sorry directly to my wife, not through a message like this.
You're right. I will bring my daughter over to your house tonight to apologize.
Yes, it will be the last time I want to talk with you.
I will do everything you want. Just please delete the picture of me.
I will consider it.
Please, Joseph. This is so messed up.
Eventually, my wife and I agreed to forgive Karen and delete the photo. But your sins will find you out. Karen's husband was caught in the act while she and her lover were hugging each other at night. Karen begged, but he still decided to divorce, and the kid chose to stay with the father. Karen was evicted from the house and was not allowed to divide the property. The last time we saw her was then. Just a week after the incident, my wife gave birth to a baby. He's a very handsome and lovely boy. Since Karen left the neighborhood, everyone has become so much more sociable. We're very satisfied with our current life.
Hi, mother-in-law. Thank you for taking care of me for 35 years. Were you expecting me to say that? What? You're still an unlivable daughter-in-law until the very end. From now on, I don't want to call you mother-in-law anymore. I'll call you Rose instead. Do as you like. I don't even want to remember you were technically my daughter-in-law. Let's cut ties completely while we're at it. Well, once we finally agree. So, when are you gonna move out? Get out already. If you're not gone by the time Leo and I get back, you'll be sorry. My moving boxes are already packed, and I'm just waiting for my ride now. Oh, I see. You married into this family 35 years ago. I heard everyone in your family had passed away, leaving you with no relatives. So you managed to find a friend to give you a ride? Surprising. Haha. What time are you leaving? I'm out of here in 10 minutes. Oh, okay. I'll kick you out if you stay longer than that. No need to worry. What do you mean? I want to leave here as soon as possible too. I'm already waiting outside the front door. What? You can't be serious, standing outside with all your belongings? Yes, I am. What about it? On a scorching day like this with no shade, what are you doing? You're right. It's terribly hot today, isn't it? Are you actually concerned about me? How sweet of you. At least wait inside. The neighbors would think something. It's too late for that. Everyone knows what a mean, abusive wife you are. What? You took advantage of my caregiving experience to dump caring for your parents on me. You pushed all the housework onto me. You made me care for your father too. And then as soon as it was all done, you forced me to divorce your son and kicked me out. The whole neighborhood knows about it. What? You can't be serious. You didn't know about that? To badmouth me to the neighbors out of spite for the divorce? How could you? You think the neighbors would believe you? It's a fact. You seem confused, but I didn't do anything. What? You don't know the neighbors heard you screaming insults at me? What are you talking about? The neighbors kept expressing concern for me. Like the time you locked me out at night, they took me in. They even suggested calling the police because it was so bad. When did I ever do that? I just told them not to make a big deal. And that after all, you're still family. Oh, looks like my ride is arriving soon. Anything else to say before we end this chat? If not, I'll put the keys in the mailbox. Okay? Wait a minute. I married in at 21, naive and helpless for 35 years. Leo and your family were so kind. Lily, everyone but you. And 35 years living with my in-laws, I endured a lot. Hey, can we talk for a minute? Before you go, I want you to tell the neighbors the truth, that you weren't abused. I'll be home in a minute. Oops, sorry, I already got in the car. Goodbye. Clara, I may be imagining things, but I didn't see you pull up to that fancy store in Rodeo Drive in a blacked-out luxury car, did I? What's going on? Whose fancy car was that? And who was that man with you? Don't tell me you've already got a new guy as soon as you got divorced. Have you no shame? After being a housewife for 35 years, how can you afford a car like that? The divorce settlement was only meant to cover basic living expenses for a while. What's really happening here? Clara, aren't you going to explain yourself? What's the deal? You know you're supposed to answer my calls right away. How dare a daughter-in-law make her mother-in-law wait like this? Leo, how are things on your end? Is your mother still furious with you? I've been getting so many angry calls and text messages from her. She's really scary when she's like this. Are you okay? You can't let it affect your health again. Just block Mom, that might be best. You're right. Even thinking about her is too painful.
When I get home from work earlier, my mom seemed more confused than angry when she saw me.
I mean, she knows I don't have enough money for a luxury car like that. I was surprised to even be in that car myself. I was just going shopping with my brother. She jumped to conclusions as usual. I'll try to set her straight.
In hindsight, it was smart you never told Mom about your half-brother.
Anyway, is the rest of the plan still on track?
Ah, yes. It should all fall into place in about 2 more months. That's when my sister and her family return from their overseas assignment. My mother's scheme will unravel then. It'll work out. We just have to hang in there until then.
Yes, I am waiting patiently for you. Leo, answer the phone. What the hell is going on? Explain yourself.
What happened? I'm at work, but what is this all about?
I haven't heard anything.
What are you talking about?
Why is your sister's stuff delivered here?
The delivery guy said it would be in the afternoon, but oh well.
What are you talking about? Why would Leah's belongings from abroad get delivered to our house?
Oh wait, didn't I mention she said she's coming back home today with her stuff?
Huh?
Mom, are you going senile? I told you about this months ago.
Huh? What? I don't remember that at all.
I said Leah's husband's overseas assignment was ending, so the whole family is moving back. And that eventually we'd live together with the grandkids, so we're renovating this house to make it a multi-family home. Remember?
What are you going on about? Renovating? This is my house. It can't be done without my permission.
What, Mom, did you forget that too? After Dad passed, the house was inherited by me. You really don't listen, do you, Mom?
When did you do that without telling me?
Last summer when they came back for a visit. Oh right, you were on that hot springs trip with your friends then.
So just because I didn't know means you can do whatever you want?
I'm pretty sure I mentioned it. I even wrote it on the whiteboard by the entrance.
The whiteboard?
What? You mean you didn't even look at that? Writing important messages on that board was your idea in the first place. Remember? Well, you're always going out, Mom, so it's hard to get a hold of you. And you don't answer calls or read my texts thoroughly. So when I complained, you said it's a hassle to be told everything verbally or over text. And you wrote up that whiteboard and put it there yourself, telling me to write things down on it instead. You forgot?
I guess I never got into the habit of checking it. So what are we supposed to do from now on? If Leah and her family will live here, what about me and you?
Oh God. That house belongs to brother-in-law as of this summer.
Huh?
So starting today, you and I have to move out since they'll be living there now. This is what happens when you don't read the board, Mom. You should really discuss your living situation going forward with Leah's family.
Why didn't you tell me something so important in person?
I did tell you. You just weren't listening. You were brushing it off dismissively like, got it. But clearly you didn't actually get it at all.
That wasn't my intention at all. Where will you live? Can't I live with you?
I got assigned to a factory in Texas, so I already sent my stuff up there.
Texas? That's so far.
Oh yeah, I did ask you before if you would want to go to Texas.
You asked me that? I thought you meant for a trip.
I remember you said you'd hate to live somewhere that hot.
But you're going to live up there all alone at your age?
I won't be alone. Clara has already gone up there to wait for me.
What? Clara? Why would she do that? You're telling me your divorced ex is waiting for you up there? You're lying.
I'm not. I never divorced her, and I never planned to either.
What's going on? You really think someone as clueless as Clara would make it up in Texas? Are you sure about that?
Mom, quit disparaging her already.
She's useless.
You may not have known, but she got all kinds of certifications to work in elderly care.
Oh, I knew she had some care certifications to help look after your grandma and grandpa.
Certifications, yes. She studied and got licensed for whatever was needed as we went along.
I didn't realize that.
And that's why you shouldn't talk bad about a hardworking person.
Whatever. Actually, right after she left this house, I saw her shackling up with some new guy. She's just a shameless hussy.
Ah, I never told you about that. My bad for the misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding? Are you saying I'm wrong?
The guy you saw with Clara was her brother.
What? Don't be ridiculous. Clara's whole family died a long time ago.
Mom, I kept this from you, but she's her mom's child from another man.
What?
She had a different biological father. I didn't mention it because I figured you'd make a fuss over it.
Make a fuss over what?
So, this other father of Clara's passed away recently and left her an inheritance.
Why keep something that important from me? You know I'd have to be involved with anything involving money.
Exactly, that's why I didn't tell you. I knew you'd be antsy about it like you are now.
Clara's inheritance belongs to the family she married into.
See, you're already eyeing her assets.
Well, I can't say the thought didn't cross my mind.
You've had her do all the housework and elder care. Of course, you tried taking her money too.
What? Leo, whose side are you on?
I've been on Clara's side from the start.
What about me? You're abandoning your own mother?
Clara said the only reason she persevered through your constant nagging and belittling to care for Grandma, Grandpa, and Dad until the very end was because I, along with them, thanked her for it over and over. There was a time I suggested moving out, but she said at least while caring for the elders, she couldn't bring herself to leave. A wife as admirable as that, there's no way I'd abandon her. In fact, I plan to keep repaying her from now on.
So, what am I supposed to do?
You need to have a serious discussion with Leah's family about your living situation going forward.
This is insane. I can't believe this is happening.
As harsh as this sounds, you should deeply regret all the verbal abuse you put Clara through.
Leo, can I come with you to Texas?
What? You're still on about that? Sorry, but if it means protecting my wife, I'm willing to cut ties as your son.
Please don't say such an awful thing.
Well, I won't cut ties completely, but if you keep giving her a hard time, I'll have to seriously consider it.
I'll just ask to stay with Leah's family then. I don't care if you abandon me.
Oh, I did forget one thing.
What now? Is there more?
Leah's mother-in-law lives alone, so they decided she'll move in with them too.
What?
Leah's family, their son's family, the grandkid, and the grandmother all under one roof? Haha. Even with the good wife-mother-in-law relationship they have, that's going to be tight. Haha. Which means there's no room for you, Mom.
So, what am I supposed to do? A helpless old lady all alone?
I asked you about this over and over in advance. It's your own fault for not listening. Well, you'll just have to figure something out then, won't you?
It's not too late, is it? I'll apologize to Clara for how I treated her.
What good will apologizing to her do?
Could you please ask her if she can support me financially to live alone? Please.
Mom, I can't even begin to describe how appalling that request is. After everything you put her through and leeched off her labor, to come begging for money once you're in a bind? Have you no shame?
I never expected things to turn out like this. I thought with her out of the picture, there'd be one less mouth to feed and we'd be better off financially.
What an idiotically selfish thing to say. Trying to play the victim after you tried driving Clara out? Even if she forgives you, I never will. And I don't think her brother will either.
Her brother? I've never met him or anything.
Since you always complained about Clara's family matters, I avoided telling you, but I'll explain.
What is it?
Clara's biological father was a very important person who basically ran this whole area.
What?
And her brother took over as the new boss after him.
You're lying.
Unfortunately not, and in fact, you gave his little sister a hard time, so you're likely on his radar now too.
No way.
That's why stop harassing her. Be careful.
Why is this happening?
Well, in any case, Leah's family will be there soon. So discuss it with them and figure it out. Mom, reflect deeply on how awfully you treated the woman who sacrificed so much to care. Goodbye.
Leo, did you make it to the airport?
Hey Clara. They said boarding starts in 30 minutes.
It's been so long, hasn't it? Finally, after 35 years, it's over.
Oh, I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused you.
No, it's alright. While I certainly don't have any fond memories with your mother, thinking back actually makes me tear up from how much resentment I felt. But your grandparents and father-in-law were always kind to me, and in the end, I was able to repay them by caring for them.
They were all grateful to you.
It was difficult, but I was able to go through it because you were always on my side. Thank you, truly.
No, thank you, Clara. I'm the one who is eternally grateful to have had you taking care of me this whole time. I never properly expressed it to your face, but thank you.
From now on, it will be just the two of us, helping each other out together.
Yeah, that's right.
What is your mother going to do?
I asked my sister earlier, and she said Mom is still in shock, just stunned silent. Probably because I ended up telling her about your family situation too.
What? You told her about my brother?
My bad.
Well, it's fine. When she knows my brother's occupation, she'll probably become much more compliant.
You're probably right. Looks like we're about to board.
I'll go pick you up.
Thank you. See you later.
Yes, see you soon. Since my mother-in-law had nowhere to live, she meekly lived with my sister-in-law's family. But I guess she got tired of having to walk on eggshells because she started acting completely selfish and unrestrained. Eventually, it came out that she had been secretly tormenting Leah's daughter-in-law behind their backs, and she ended up getting kicked out. That said, Leah isn't heartless, so she was looking for an elderly care home that Rose could move into. Rose reluctantly moved in, but since no one would come visit her, probably because of her arrogant attitude, she wasn't able to get along with anyone at the facility either, leaving her isolated and alone, which was her own doing. As pitiful as her lonely twilight years are, word is her dementia has been progressing lately. Apparently, she's been apologizing to the care staff, saying, "I'm sorry, Clara,"